Hey guys, so con season's coming up, and I figured I should do a public service announcement or something about how to prep for conventions because I am the resident convention expert on the podcast. I have gone to so many conventions, it's kind of crazy. Um, so I just wanted to put out some tips on, you know, how to prep for your convention experience and make the most of it. Um, without actually writing it down first and kind of winging it off the top of my head. First of all, the very first thing, if you think you might be going to a convention, is to book your hotel room. Book it right away. Even if you're not sure that you're going to go, book your damn hotel room because most likely it will sell out. I mean, a lot of the big conventions around here, it sells out in a day. Like the hotel that you want to be in will sell out the day of. Anime North, the really big one, it sells out the day that the last Anime North ends. People are booking the rooms for the next year when they're checking out. And you're kind of screwed. I understand it's pretty much like that way for Dragon Con, and I know for ASEN I had to book right away. TeslaCon, the big steampunk convention, we didn't get our room, and it was basically sold out the same day. So, big conventions, definitely get your room ASAP. Hotels typically, Dragon Con I think is an exception, but most hotels you can cancel ahead of time. They might have different amounts of times in which you can cancel. You might need to check into that, and you might. Most of them it's like cancel before 6 p.m. of the day of your check-in, but for conventions they usually extend that a bit. So because a lot of people do cancel the rooms because they've consolidated, and will be like, oh, you have to cancel 2 days in advance or something like that. So make sure you read your fine print when you book your room, and just keep in mind that most you can cancel. The other thing, of course, getting your tickets earlier you get them, typically the cheaper they are, but conventions are usually really big that they're not going to sell out. Some of them do. As long as you're keeping on top of that, it shouldn't be too big of a deal. The other thing is keep on top of their forums. If you're going alone, this is a great way to meet people, is to go onto their forums and to post a lot. And you'll usually find other people who are in your same situation that are also, trying to meet people because they are also going alone, and they obviously don't want to just put out a, hey, will you roommate with me thread. They want to actually kind of get to know the person. Maybe exchange Facebook information. That's the great thing about Facebook, is that you can find out whether this person is a good, if someone is active on Facebook, you feel a little bit more safe than some strange person that you is just a name on an email, right? Just like that. Also, for that is you want to keep on top of when a lot of conventions will also have signups for workshops, and you want to be on top of when they open up because workshops usually fill up really quickly. Of course, again, it depends on the convention and what it is, but like for prop building, stuff like that, sword fighting, stunts, stuff like it usually goes really fast. So always keep on top of the forums and that website for updates as to when things go on sale and when to sign up for things so that you can get right in there right away. Other things like for panels, if you want to be on a panel, if you want to submit ideas for a panel, you want to get your ideas in right away because, again, those slots fill up fast. And if you want to be in on that, you want to get in there quickly. What else? Yeah, so no, honestly, the forums are a great way to meet people. The Facebook pages, just put yourself out there. Cosplay forums. I post on cosplay.com. I think there are a few other major cosplay forums out there where people are usually talking about what they're working on for a specific convention. The social networking. This is how you do it. I have no friends in my area, but how I make sure that I get, I'm not standing alone with nothing when I go to a convention is by, just going on these websites, just putting myself out there because I can't talk to people in real life, so I make sure they know who I am in the virtual world, so it kind of works out that way. So yeah, like I've gone to so many conventions alone, roomed with strangers, complete strangers. I've never had a really bad experience. I have had people bail on me, people not show up, people not pay me. It's kind of risks you take, but for the most part, I mean, if they have a personality online that you can trace, like either through a forum where they have a lot of posts for a number of years, or on Facebook or something, like as long as you know that they can't disappear on you, right? Like parents freak out about the whole, it's the internet. You can't just meet someone random on the internet. It's like, well, if you're going out to a bar, you're meeting someone random, like in real life, right? Like you're taking a risk, whatever you're doing. But I mean, at least with the internet, you can see if they have a social community and if they're a part of a social community. And if they are, obviously they can't screw up because you have a whole network of people who know who the fuck they are. So, go that route. Just make sure that they're not just a one name, but you can actually connect them to different places. Yeah, book your hotel room. Check out for whenever things are going on sale, for workshops, for sign-ups. Tickets for balls, usually those are going on sale early as well. If you want to submit for the masquerade or skit contests, you want to make sure you know the dates for that so that you can get all your recordings done and in to be submitted in time. You want to figure out where all the forums are, where people mostly post. And that's kind of it for the pre-planning. The other thing, cosplay. That's my big thing. Just start working on your costume. Know what you want to do 2 months in advance so that you can start ordering all your shit on eBay. eBay is a great site for ordering shit. Because most of the stuff is coming from China and it'll take about a month. So you want to at least give yourself at least a month. Sometimes it doesn't come. You have to give yourself a buffer period so that you can reorder shit. So do 2 months, get your stuff, and then sew like mad. Sew like a mad woman or man. Just go nuts. I'd say 2 months for if you're an earlier cosplay. If you're doing something like really elaborate, you might even want to go longer. If you need like sample pieces, if you're going really expensive fabric that you have to check out before you order a whole pile of it or something. Yeah, it takes a long time to plan out these things, so definitely do that in advance. Although you can do it pretty quickly too. My Fluttershy costume was done in a week and a half. No kidding. It was the fastest cosplay I've ever made. I didn't even have a sewing machine at the time. It's all entirely hand stitched. If you actually look at the photos, you'll notice that it's all stretchy and yellow fabric with stretchy elastic, and that's the entire thing, and craft foam. That's it. And everything else was found at the dollar store. So you can do it. You can really do it. Just keep going to your dollar store, go to your thrift store, go to eBay, and you can do it. Okay, so if you're going to your convention, there are some supplies you want to have on hand. And if you're like me, you like to drink. So Gatorade. Take a lot of Gatorade because you do not want to have a hangover. You do not want to ruin an entire day of conventioning in bed, especially if you have to check out that day and drive home. So bring a case of Gatorade, bring a loaf of bread or a big stick of bread, something heavy, something that you can, in the middle of the night, you need something in your stomach, you will have something to put in your stomach. And that's something that you really want to have just on hand, because it will be the middle of the night when you realize I need shit in my stomach or else I'm going to be sick. And everything's going to be closed then. So definitely bring that ahead of time. Bring Gatorade, bring bottles that you can fill up so that you can bring your alcohol in with you. Bring your alcohol. Don't go over crazy with the mixed drinks. That's where you're gonna kill yourself. I stick with what you know that you can handle. I mean, you want to have fun. Like, drinking's great and do what you love, but don't go beyond what you're used to. Know your limits beforehand. Bring what you know you can handle, because you do not want to overdo it at a convention, because you're paying a lot of money to be there, you're paying a lot of money for your hotel, and you have to get home somehow. You do not want to mess that up. So yeah, Gatorade, bread, or something heavy for your stomach to help settle it. Anything protein like snacks. You always want to have food in your hotel room. You always want to have something there that you can get into you, because you never know what's around. You never know when things are closing, when the hotel bar is closing, when the restaurant's closing, when everything opens. You need food in your room. You just make sure you have a lot of supply. Most rooms have a coffee maker. A great trick is to bring a Mr. Noodles packets. You can put them in the coffee maker, boil the water there, and there you go, Mr. Noodles. It's horrible for you, but it's got a lot of calories and it'll fill your stomach up. So yeah, that's something. Make sure you bring a big suitcase for all your stuff. Make sure you have money for dealer's room. Always bring cash with you, because you never know if their ATM's gonna run out of money. Sometimes they do. It has happened to me. And you do not want to be at a convention and not have money, because no. So yeah, bring extra change of clothes, extra change of underwear, because you never know how much you're going to be sweating and you can't wash that shit. You can try, I suppose, if you're desperate. But yeah, just bring extra of everything. An extra t-shirt, an extra pair of underwear. I bring an extra costume, honestly. I usually have my main costume and then, you know, something for the evening, so for the party time that is not going to get, that's not too bulky, that you can let it all out with. I'll have like a party wig. It's my green one. And sometimes it doesn't even last the whole night, which was like, oh, okay, I guess the wig, it's coming off now. What else? That might be it. Just, you know, be smart. Don't, yeah. Keep your key on you. Don't lose your key. You don't want to lose your hotel key. Have a good time. I think deodorant, I think that should go without saying. Apparently that's like a rule that every video about convention etiquette involves bringing deodorant and showering and reminding people to shower. Oh yeah, don't hug cosplayers unless they let you. That's a weird thing. I've experienced it once where, you know, a guy wants to take a picture of you or with you, and it's not just the hugging, but they're like lifting you in the air, and it's like, oh, you're crushing this thing that I spent 5 freaking hours building. Stop, please. Don't do that. You don't know if their costume took forever to build. You don't know what went into it, and you could be damaging it. And there's the whole personal space issue too, obviously. My concern is the cosplay, but some people have their personal space issue as well. Don't do that. You can take pictures of people, you put your arm around it, and maybe rest lightly against their back, but don't grab a person. Don't lift them up. Don't hug unless they know that you're going to hug them. No glomping, no running and jumping people that you do not know. That's weird. Who does that? Weird people, apparently. Don't be that asshole who in panels starts talking to panelists. You know, during the panel, the panelist is actually trying to talk to the audience, and there's this one person that's like replying to them as if they're in the conversation, and they just keep going and talking, and it's like, put your hand up, dude, please, and keep your comments short and to the point. Don't be that asshole. There's just always one of them, and I always want to like just, they piss me off, because it's like, you're wasting all of our time, because we want to hear them. We don't want to hear you. So yeah, think about what you're going to say before you say it. Don't ask people to say lines or to hug them or to take things from you, give gifts. There's do that in the autographs lines. That's what they're there for. Don't waste people who have waited in line to see a panel to just have them record whatever you want on their cell phone. That happens, really. Don't be that guy. There's probably other shit I'm missing. Again, this is more for general conventions, not really Ice and Fire related, but I figured I'd just put it all out there in one go. Oh yeah, make sure that you get the schedule as soon as you can and write down exactly, or highlight on it what you want to do, and then also highlight in a different color your alternative plans, and then maybe even a third color, the alternative to the alternative plans, because shit will happen and you won't be able to go to everything you want to, and you will have to skip around and make adjustments. That's just a fact of life. Oh, yeah. Look up photo shoots too if you're in cosplay. Make sure you figure out where your particular fandom is meeting up and get there, because it's usually fun and you'll usually meet other people with like interests, and it's great that way. I think that might be it.